Hey guys, it's Elliot Booth and this is the Tattoo Removal Australia show. Say goodbye to the myths, confusions and misconceptions of the tattoo removal industry and say hello to real information, real clients and real results. Welcome to the TRA show with myself and my beautiful co-host Rita Da Silva, where we take you beyond the trend.
Hello, here we are, episode number 9.
It's episode 10. Welcome back, guys, to the TRA show. I just wanted to jump in before we get started and let you guys know that if we provide value on the show, to please leave a Google review. I know it's a strange call to action, but you will find a Google review link in the YouTube description below the video. The reason I ask for that is it helps drive new clients to the clinic, and it helps spread my knowledge into the community with some successful removals. So if I give you value, if Rita gives you value, if you enjoy the show, you have a laugh, if you learn anything, if we provide you value in any sense of the word, please leave a Google review on the link below.
Please, guys, just hit the subscription button, and then you help us to expand our the knowledge and the information we have. Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, welcome back.
Yes, welcome back. Sorry.
We're back. 2 weeks off. We went to Japan.
Yeah, we went to Japan. It was such a great trip. We learned so much about the culture. We did so many tours. Was beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah. Back to reality.
Yes, we are. How was skiing for you, Elliot?
My 3 days or 2 days skiing was spent 10 meters ahead of Rita, turning around, watching her, trying to instruct her.
Falling on my butt.
Funnily enough, I kept falling over because I was trying to ski looking backwards. But it was really good. Japan's interesting, like super amazing place, amazing culture, amazing food. But like we were just saying before, it's nice to be back in Australia.
Yeah.
After about a week was enough.
Like what I learned, then we are so, in Australia, we have like so much space. We have so much like grass, so much green area. And in Japan, it's like completely the opposite. Like so many buildings, like it's a lot of people in such a small space. And even like the train stations, the metros, like everything is like crowded. And here, like you go to the mall, to the shopping center, and everyone's walking like apart from each other.
Yeah.
And in Japan, it's like it's not how it works.
It wouldn't be that different to Sao Paulo, though, wouldn't it?
But it seems like it feels smaller there.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Maybe. Is there more people?
Smaller.
Maybe.
Yeah. Brazil apparently has a higher population.
Okay.
But like
Bigger
apparently
area.
like bigger area.
Yeah, not as dense.
Yeah, not as dense.
Yeah.
That's the word.
Yeah.
So yeah, we like was very nice. Like relearning how to skiing and having
Relearning.
I've skiing once and was like 7 years ago, and I believe then the mountain, the slope, then I did the first time was very different than that time than you went to. It was like an Olympic slope, so you kind of like you don't see what it's in front of you. It's just like this huge hill. And then you try to apply every single technique then you learn on your class.
Pizza.
And like it doesn't happen.
Yeah. It was fun though.
But it was fun. It was a little bit scary. But it shows then you have to persist. Hey, because the first day I was like so scared.
The first day Rita was laying in the snow crying.
Yeah, and I said, I'm not going to do this. And then Elliot goes, you're not a quitter. You're not going to quit. And he goes, watch me quit.
I'm pretty sure I said that. Nobody likes a fucking quitter.
And he said, watch me quit. That's going to be today.
What are you going to do? Roll down the hill? Yeah.
But yeah, had to put like my big pants on and keep going.
Yeah. Are you back into training? So we've been back for a week now. We landed 7 days ago, actually. From this will come out a little bit later in the week. But yeah, we're a week back officially.
Yeah.
How's your training going?
Yeah, it's like it's low. Start training last Tuesday, and then I had a very quiet week of work and also like of training because I didn't do any strength training for 16 days, and then I can remember last time then I stayed that long without physical activity.
Yeah.
So was
Skiing's physical activity.
yeah, but not
Not
doing
weights.
like weights.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's pretty hard. And I really like understand where my clients and like when people like says, oh, it's so hard to go back. It is like it was your first time at the gym today.
Today, yeah.
Yeah. And you
First session in 3 weeks.
yeah, and you just have to set your goals and start slow and repeating and not comparing yourself where you were before, because if you keep going back like for the same weights, like the same performance
Yeah.
than you were before, it's not like
Yeah, it's just
fair.
like a little ego pill to swallow and drop the weights. I noticed that today. Less weights, less reps.
And endurance as well,
But
right?
but also I have to tell myself not to actually go as hard as I can because I'm aware that I'll be so sore that I won't be able to come back.
Exactly. Yeah. Last week, last Friday, I trained legs and then I did barbell squats and then I had 40 kilos for 12 reps and my heart rate was like 170. And then normally like barbell squats is quite like strong lift for me. And then like having like my heart rate 170 with such a light weight was like, oh my gosh, I'm really out of shape in this that thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, but like it feels nice. It feels nice to come back to routine. When you have holidays, you come back like value your daily basis life way more than like before you go.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And seeing the Japanese people as well, they like we work hard, but they work very hard.
Yeah.
Like
Japan has like this ingrained like work ethic and also like respect in their community. It's really interesting.
Yeah, we like I say, then we're so blessed these days to be able and travel overseas and then learn so much about different people because it wasn't there like so like many years ago, and then like being there and seeing like the effort they put in to prepare the food, like how they dress to work and cleaning the streets. They wear like long sleeves suit, like the cleaners on the streets. Like, I was impressed by seeing how much proud they have for they roll, you know? Yeah.
There was a couple times where you just had enough of catching the subway. So we jumped into a taxi or two and it was like a prestige job. You know, like a normal taxi driver is wearing like a really nice outfit. Yeah. So much pride.
And then you go, wow, it's nice. And here
polar opposite of Australia.
You jump into the Uber and there is like just
it stinks.
Smell.
Yeah. I knew you were gonna say that. Yeah.
And like it's so clean. Everything in Japan, it's so clean. And it's like I was impressed because there are like so many people and like you have to walk like so long to find a rubbish bin to throw your rubbish.
Yeah.
And
I learned really quickly on that topic that there's usually a rubbish bin at the vending machines. So you're just the easy way to spot a rubbish bin was spot the vending machines.
Yeah, true. Yeah, there you go. So yeah.
Yeah, back to it.
Yeah, back to reality.
Yeah.
Happy to be back.
Yeah. I feel like, is there ever like a part of you that thinks there's something about human beings that is never satisfied in a sense? When we work, right? So we work and work and work and we're like, oh my God, I just want a holiday. And then as soon as we go on a holiday, we're like, we just want to get home. I miss home. I miss like the mundane things.
Yeah.
There's literally like this thing that can never be satisfied.
It's so
we just seem to want what we don't have.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it like normally happens like in many different areas as well.
Yeah.
Like I heard you, like everyone then has kids, like, oh my God, you like enjoy your moment, because like when you have kids, you're not going to be able to do that. And like when like you have in a relationship and really like aim to have a partner, when you are not in a relationship, you want a partner. It's like there is this ego that always we want to work towards of something we don't have.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so interesting. Yeah.
Food for thought.
There you go. Yeah.
Let's jump into it.
Let's jump
You've picked
in.
some questions.
We have some questions from our listeners. We have a question number 1. Hello, Rita and Elliot. I recently started the removal of my full sleeve.
Ooh.
The clinic I went to treated the bottom half of my sleeve first. I have so much swelling. I live in Sydney, although I would have loved to have come to you and simply wasn't doable. I'm concerned with the amount of swelling in my hand and wrist. Is this normal? Thank you for choosing my question. I love your show, Ruby.
Ruby.
Yes.
Thank you for
your question, Ruby.
Yeah, thank you for your question.
Appreciate the time. Yeah.
Really valid topic. Swelling can be scary.
Yeah.
A lot of clients with small tattoos wouldn't even understand or have experienced the amount of swelling that people get when you do large areas, especially extremities, arms and legs.
Yeah.
Swell so much. Full sleeves. So is it normal? Yes, it is normal. But what I don't love is if it's your very first treatment, lasering the whole lower arm, like half of your arm, is way too much.
Oh. So what would you do? Like
quarters.
Yeah.
So half of your forearm, half of your forearm, half of your upper arm, half of your upper arm, or in whatever order, it doesn't really matter. But just damaging that much skin is it's brutal. Even if somebody's strong enough to do the treatment, which it sounds like Ruby was, which is great.
Yeah.
Your body's going to swell an obscene amount.
And how long does it take the swelling to go away? Like
that amount of swelling, probably a week, potentially more. If it's, I mean, I've seen it before and I'm sort of picturing it in my head, and I'm not surprised she's concerned about the wrist and hand because gravity. Obviously your arms hang by your body. So the reason her wrist and hand is swollen, and it would even be her knuckles, like she would have fat fingers, is because gravity is just pulling all the fluid down to the hand. So yes, swelling's normal. I don't love the approach of doing the whole forearm for obvious reasons, because how hard is it for her to go back?
Like, I know, it would she'd be traumatized.
100%.
Like for them.
It sounds like she is. If she's saying she's concerned.
And she's saying the wrist is swollen as well. So must be like because the arm's being down for so long.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, if you can laser a big tattoo, if you're tough enough, it's not always a good idea because, you know, she's not going to be very enthusiastic to go back and do the upper half. On that note, I should say, when you do go back for the upper half, don't do the whole thing. Make sure they do half.
Does it apply for the legs as well?
It does, pretty much. Yeah, same thing.
Pretty much everything. So you never would do like the full leg. Or
never the full leg. There's a client I laser, a young man who's probably early 20s, and I do a full leg sleeve. We do it in quarters. Thirds. Thirds is pushing it. Now it's really light, so it's A-okay. But at the beginning, there was still a bit of swelling, manageable. But yeah, we do it in sections of 3. Yeah. It's really
Does it
swelling's
hurt?
interesting.
Yeah. So does it hurt less after you have a few sessions, or no?
A little bit. Yes and no.
Bit. It's not.
It's not quite as intense, but it's not usually a real noticeable difference. Yeah. So I tell people, don't expect it to get less painful. Just expect the same. But expect the swelling to get less. So that's something to loop back to Ruby is as your tattoo gets lighter, you will get less swelling. Your first swelling, your first treatment is always the worst. So stick it out. When you go back, definitely ask them to do it in at least thirds, but I really recommend quarters. Once the tattoo's half gone, when it's 50% gone, you can do it in halves, because you won't have anywhere near as much swelling.
Doing a little bit more, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's
Pretty much the ideal.
for sure. Yeah, that's my recommendation. Swelling's normal, but it's a pretty average approach to just laser as much as you can. Yeah, so hopefully that answers your question. Thanks for reaching out, Ruby.
Thank you, Ruby.
Yeah, I appreciate you engaging with the show.
Yeah, awesome. So the second one is question number 2. Firstly, let me say thank you for opening up and telling your story about your bankruptcy. I'm going through the same thing and it's extremely overwhelming. Hearing someone talking openly about it and what they learn has helped shift my mindset. May I ask what you plan to do when your bankruptcy is over? Thank you so much, Matt.
Thank you, Matt. That's deep. Very nice of you to reach out on that topic. There's a few things to unpack here. Yeah. First thing, the day we were driving to Japan. Actually, no, I think we just woke up. I think I was still in bed, to be honest. Woke up really early, like 4 a.m. And I looked at my phone and I had an email and it said it was me being discharged from bankruptcy. I was like, woo!
We were so happy.
What a good way to start a holiday.
Yeah, you were very excited.
Yeah. So bankruptcy's over.
And he messaged the whole family. Yeah.
Forward to the family chat. I'm free.
Yeah, the ones they were close to you, I can imagine how much support.
Yeah.
And then they saw like very close, seeing like what you went through as well. Yeah.
I would like to point out that it's like it's like a document. It's like this thing you're going through, but like it's nothing tangible. Like don't get too in your head about it. Like the day before that felt no different to the day after that.
Yeah.
You know, like you're legally you're in this like like this bankruptcy thing, but yeah, life still goes on. All right. What's the plans?
What are the plans?
Yeah.
After then it's gone. So what does it happen after then bankruptcy? Like you receive like the document?
Yeah, so I actually got another thing the other day saying that they'd gone through all of my pay for the last 3 years and I don't owe anything back to them. So what happens, there's a threshold, right? So when you owe, creditors money and you go bankrupt, you can't, in your bankruptcy, you can't earn over a certain amount of money.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on what that is. I can't remember, but they basically check, and if you get a pretty fat paycheck, you actually have to pay back.
Yeah.
So the best form would be to go through your bankruptcy, earning very little money, which isn't easy, but it's all part of the process. Yeah. What's next?
What is next?
Yeah.
Share with us.
Yeah.
What is coming up?
I don't really know, to be honest. I feel like nothing changes. Like I kind of alluded to before, it's just a piece of paper. Like nothing. My like goals and my plan of attack and like my step-by-step processes, nothing changes.
Yeah.
I actually like look back at that bankruptcy. It was so good because it just taught me how to live very low.
Yeah. I was talking with one of my clients about you, like you just like not like bankruptcy anymore. And then she was sharing, then she went through the same thing and she's 52 and then it's been like 7 years. Then she's out of bankruptcy and then she just bought a very nice car and then she was super excited. Then she was actually able to apply and have her own loan.
Yeah.
So she said being able to do small things like that really helped me to value like the money that I earned, helped me to be more appreciated for just things in life.
For sure. That's pretty cool. Each to their own. Another thing I learned, I should say, is I'll never get another car loan. Like for something so insignificant in life to cause like so much stress, I'll never get a car loan. Like maybe one day if the business is booming and it's for tax reasons. Like if the accountant's like, go and buy a car, then okay. But I'll never like.
Would you make this the
No,
same?
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll never make those decisions. On that topic, while I think about it, because I remember last episode, or maybe it was 2 episodes ago, we were talking about the Wonder Claws and how I got them into Coles.
Oh yeah.
While we were in Japan, I got a phone call from the Coles buyer, and I was like, "Hello," and he was like, "Hey man, just inviting you to the this year's range review, which is where they basically review the range in the category." So they said the product's going to stay on the shelves for another year. Cool. And he said, "Do you have anything that you want to present?" And nah, you've got all of the other products. And he said he doesn't have this range review. There's not a lot of movement in how much they can change. So by that I mean, he told me the statistic. I can't remember. It might have been like 8 or 10% of the products can be changed. He said next range review though, it's 80%. So it just sends my brain off to a tangent. So now I know next year there's a chance, a very slim chance. So sorry, I'm going 100 miles an hour. When the claws weren't doing well, I pivoted and created spatulas, tongs, skewers, thermometers, you name it. I branded it. I produced it. I branded it, and then I pitched them to Coles. So they actually have like this extensive stock range for Wonder Sizzle Pop, my brand. So and he knows that. The buyer knows that, and he knows how unsuccessful the claws were and like this really financial burden that it caused. So there's a little slim chance. I don't want to jinx myself, but I hope next year that I can replace the tongs, replace the spatulas for my brand. Yeah, I know it's an absolute long shot.
I don't
but
think
never say never.
Ask you,
I didn't sever that relationship.
Did you start the Wonder Claws that needs like a tool for barbecue because you how did you come up with the?
It's not very creative, if I'm honest with you. I was literally just scrolling Alibaba, and I was like, "Oh, that's a cool tool," and because they look like Wolverine, my first thought was, "Wow, they're cool." I was like, "Oh, they're kind of handy, actually." And just that was enough for me to go, maybe this is a good idea, which seems super uneducated.
Yeah, it wasn't like a passion for barbecue.
No, I love food, but nah. Just sort of thinking that there was a little market there.
The possibility.
Yeah, and when they didn't go well on the shelves, selling in Coles, I went, Elliot, you're trying to reinvent the wheel. You're trying to sell a new product to consumers. Then I went, that's not what you should be doing. That's the hard way. Why reinvent the wheel? Just try to overthrow the current brand and because their tongs are selling, their spatulas are selling, all that stuff's selling, and it has been for years. So I was like, people are buying them, so just replace theirs with mine. And then I don't have to convince people to buy tongs because people know that they need to buy tongs.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Just to remember, he created the plastic version.
And the stainless steel version. I forgot about that.
And then he goes, oh, okay, the plastic version, it's not going very well. So let's create the stainless steel.
Yeah, I actually forgot about that. That's crazy.
And then was it is pretty good. They're
actually really handy.
And then I've given to all my family.
Yeah.
And they love it. It's so good. To put it when you make pressure cooker meats, or you just have really hard piece of meat to pull apart is perfect.
When you have a roast beef or something, or even roast pork, and you wanted to cut it into slices, you just use one and you stick it and you cut up to the claw. It's actually really, really handy. But just the whole trying to teach it to people proved to be pretty difficult. So sorry, that massive tangent was what's happening next after bankruptcy. I hope that happens next, but just laser.
Expand the business and
one of the things Rita and I were having this conversation on the way here, and this is like what the bankruptcy's taught me so much is, so now that it's over, nothing's changing. I'm still going to live off my $600 a week. However, the opportunity, invest, just like money back in, that whole theory. I'm actually really excited because the first time ever, really, I'm in a position where we can start to look at the first employee to help. And there's
because I saw, like, as we are partner, you were discussing, you advertise the position on Seek, and like
for a laser operator,
operator, someone that can help you with in the clinic, and then possibly you expand the clinic in different locations as well. So
I don't think I'm gonna employ a laser operator, because I kind of came to the realization I'm really good at that, humbly. And what the business needs more than anything is more marketing. So I feel like it'd be the lazy way out if I employed somebody to laser and then I laser less. Like, the whole theory of doing, sticking to what you're good at, me lasering every day is great. And I'm, in the position where I think I want to get a full-time marketing manager on board.
So you launch it like along this time, and then actually marketing, it's the best investment than you can do now. Than actually having someone.
Because back in the day,
the technical part.
Back 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, I'd employ somebody that would laser and I would just do nothing. It's like, so dumb. I think back to that and I'm like, wow, like, so dumb.
Little bit lazy.
Super lazy. So it's kind of like created this monster. But so I think this episode comes out on Friday, which I think's the same day, but I'm going to have a chat to our content creator and sort of float an opportunity her way to double down, triple down on the sort of, the content that's coming out. And work even more together, which would be really cool.
And you just like want to expand more like on Instagram, or what is the idea? How do you envision like this idea of expanding marketing?
There's a few things I'm not doing, which is not doing a very good on YouTube, not doing a very good job on YouTube. Sorry. There's a few different things, and TikTok. So YouTube, TikTok, and X, I want to really, really improve. And some of them start because I'm not even doing them. So there's a lot of room.
Do you study like your competitors as well to see
Honestly,
what are they doing? No.
Honestly, I don't. I mean, if I employed somebody to take on this job, that would probably be part of their role, just because that would make sense too. But I don't really.
You just like do what you believe. Then
part of me says that I should, but then the other part says, why? Like, I don't think there's anything too impressive to watch. I don't know. Maybe The short answer is no, I don't watch.
Like your last video was so funny. The one that you did on the police officer
breaking out of tattoo jail.
Tattoo jail was very funny. So if she proved it, then she's pretty good, and then she has like awesome ideas to deliver the job in
super
like, in
passionate
high
about it.
So
you should have seen us recording that. I was actually really quite scared because I haven't really jumped over like a 2.5 meter fence in a few years. That was fun. When
was last time then you jumped a 2 meter fence? When did you do that? When was it?
Not since my heyday.
Since what? Sorry?
My heyday. So that was a really roundabout question. What was the third question's name?
Matt. Was Matt.
Was it Matt?
Second question was.
Second question.
It was the second question.
There's nothing really changes in the scheme of things, but just to grow, snowball everything and just get bigger and bigger and bigger. Get a full-time marketing manager is the next thing. So if you thought the marketing is good now, we're going to double down. Yeah.
That's the goal.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
For sure.
Awesome.
Question number 3.
Yeah, so question number 3, Rita, this question is for you. So
Oh, another one of these.
tell me.
Mix it up. Yeah. Hang on. Let me read this first so I don't
Don't make the same mistake than I do.
Yeah.
Let's read this question now.
All right. I would like to emphasize that it's supposed to be me that gets the questions. No, I'm just joking. Thank you so this is from Sarah. Thank you for asking Rita a question.
Yeah.
Rita, this question is for you. Since you started the podcast, I've always been curious. Do you want to learn how to do tattoo removal?
Oh, wow.
From Sarah. What I read here is, Rita, are you interested in being the second best tattoo removalist in Brisbane?
I think Elliot asked Sarah to ask this question.
Have you considered doing
yes,
tattoo
I
removal?
have. Like, so, we have discussed.
I know everything because yes, we talk about this all the time, but
we
the
talk
listeners
about
don't.
all the time. I would love to assist you in your business and then help growing and get a little bit more of learning, like all the process, like how to laser, learning how the admin part of it as well, so we can take the business for a different level as well.
You don't know how to do marketing, do you?
Sorry, not my strongest.
Me neither, don't worry.
As everyone know, like I work as a personal trainer, I'm a fitness coach, and the next step is merge for my online clients and then focus and help you a little bit more with your business. So yes, I would love to learn, and I think that's the next step. We are in the process. Then I learn how to laser.
Thank you, Sarah. I've never heard this before.
Yeah, and I think then you should give me one of your arms so I could just not give
deal.
to me, actually laser one of your.
You got yourself a deal.
Yeah.
If you start, you can lighten this full sleeve and we can retattoo it.
It's like a lot to consider when thinking about learning tattoo removal and having a business with your partner as well.
The thing, if I might jump in here, I'm sure, like, I honestly think teaching tattoo or learning tattoo removal is quite easy. I think Rita's strongest characteristics is her relationship building, and it's what brings her so much success through her personal training is that her clients don't leave. Like, she literally forges such strong relationships. That's your biggest attribute. Is that the right word? The most impressive thing about your personality is just how you can build relationships. And from a retention point of view, retaining clients, it's amazing.
I'm a big believer in social interactions, and genuine interactions is very important for having great results. And like working like closely with my clients, I found when you completely open about yourself and then you actively listening for what are they sharing with you, it really helps to achieve better results. I don't like the word results because we it's not always about achieving results. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. So I truly have passion for coaching and personal training, and something that I still be doing, but like I would love to learn and also expand the business, like help my partner to expand the business as well. So
sounds like a tough job.
Yeah, sounds like a tough job, but
I think
life it's not easy. Hey,
no,
and we like challenge, and
I feel like you could do any job as long as it's talking to people, you'll succeed.
Yeah,
like that whole And obviously,
Do you think?
your
I don't.
passion's in training. Like, don't get me wrong, but yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Like, he's talking with people. I don't think is the right word, because like sometimes it's not just about talking. You don't connect with anyone, right?
Me?
Yeah. No,
Oh,
like in general,
yeah,
like
yeah.
we don't connect with. You go me.
What do you mean I don't connect with anyone?
Are you easy like making great connections? Like how do you feel about that?
In work or
You work in the work
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
scenario, we're
yeah,
talking about that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, connections are well. It's only kind of shallow though, because there's only so much you can connect with somebody. You will see them for 15 minutes every couple of months. So yeah, it's you do create quite a bond because your tattoo
Longer.
removal's uncomfortable, kind of like personal training. Like you expose vulnerabilities, so they really you create a big level of trust because they're vulnerable, they're nervous, and then you help them through it. They kind of take a lot of comfort from you.
Yeah.
You'll notice that same principle and concept with people when they first start. They might be really nervous, but as soon as they warm up, they won't leave you alone.
So what is like the biggest piece of advice then would you give? Like if like I'm start, you say, okay, I learned how to laser, and then you throw me in the room like with a client, like what would you say, Rita? Like do this, like what would be your first?
Transparency. Yeah.
Talk about every step
for sure.
of the process.
And just like what you said with your personal training, being transparent and being yourself. Yeah. It's a whole energy thing. Like, when somebody's being genuine with you, and that makes you feel so much more comfortable.
Yeah, it's so interesting saying that, because I don't know if I pick up about energy thing like 10 years ago in my life.
Yeah.
Like
there's definitely a point where something flicks in your brain and you're like, oh God.
And emotional maturity, like really makes, okay, we don't have to use the best words. We don't have to be so technical about it. But as long as you're transparent and as long as you are honest about what are you doing is the best thing, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
There's a really cool space when you get to like a level of confidence and transparency where you can say less. Like there's power and confidence in being quiet. Like a really big, like a sign of a nervous person is one that's talking a lot. There's real power and confidence in silence, which is really intimidating for a nervous person or that doesn't know what they're talking about. So yeah, so interesting.
Yeah, it's so true.
On that topic, I was actually on the flight to Japan. I was listening to the Curtis Jackson ebook, which is 50 Cent. And one thing he was talking about was a strategy he implements when making business deals. And when he's sitting around a table, he talks really quietly because everybody
makes people pay attention.
Yeah, makes people pay attention because when he's speaking quietly, it basically makes people focus in twice as much. And that creates a real level of power. And I was like, wow, that is crazy.
It's a little bit tricky because if people is not very interested, maybe they're not going to listen to you.
It's true. Yeah, very true.
Yeah, if it be my case, it's like English is already my second language. If I don't speak loud, like people is not going to understand what I'm saying. So I kind of have to.
No, I disagree.
What do you do when you're a little bit nervous, or like do you say like people speak like too much when they are nervous? Like I think I laugh too much when I'm nervous.
It's a really good question. I don't know.
You don't know. I think you talk a lot as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You just start talking.
Yeah. One thing that I overthink to this day in the clinic is when I get real tired. Like my first 10 clients for the day, I'm awesome, just myself. But then as I get more fatigued, I don't know, I get in my own head and I'm like, oh God, I'm going to look tired. And then I try to talk more to not look tired. Yeah. So I think the later parts of the day,
instead then you'll be more quiet like you.
Yeah, it's super weird. But yeah, I know I start to get into my own head about not wanting to appear tired towards the end of the day, which is probably not, to be honest, it's probably not noticeable too. Yeah. So I don't know Rita's pin. Was it Sarah? So I can't check the name. But thank you so much, Sarah, for reaching out, and hopefully one day
Yeah.
Rita is a tattoo removalist.
Yeah.
Maybe Gold Coast's best tattoo removalist. If I'm Brisbane's best. No.
Yeah, I would love to make part of your that would be like our like investment, you know. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I think that's the thing that I've really learned, and how I'm going to approach the lady that I'm going to offer a marketing position for is everybody else's success is your success. Like, put all the tools in place, and really, like, the goal is to make everybody else happy, because then it's inevitable. Like, when everyone's happy, getting rewarded,
So true.
like, it's going to grow.
Yeah. It
so
makes
much more.
everyone stronger around
100%.
you.
Yeah.
Happy and like seeing the possibility of growing. It's nice to work next to someone, then it actually like it's so determined to achieve great results, you know. So I believe then it's definitely a great opportunity. Then you work like next to someone, then like don't know like where the business leading in 5 years. So you know where you want to be, and then you want the right person next to you as well. Right?
I feel like I have that level of clarity where I didn't 5 years ago. For sure. So yeah, thanks so much for joining us, guys. We might wrap it up. Just to recap, please leave a Google review. If we made you laugh, if we gave you some sort of value, please leave a Google review in the link below.
Awesome. Thank you,
We'll
guys.
see you next week.
See you next week. Bye-bye.